free book for every child in Chester County up to the age of 5 years. That is the goal of Dream Imagination Library by AHHAH. And I have with me great guest here, Jan Michner, Executive Director and founder of AHHAH, and Dana Luker, Administrative Director of Chester County Imagination Library. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bipin, for having us.
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm so glad, childhood literacy is such an important topic. Literacy itself is a very important and near and dear to me. Every child should have the resources. We are very fortunate. Chester County has so many libraries. However, not everybody has access to those resources. And what you guys are doing is taking the library, taking the books directly into the homes of those children. So, Jen, why don't you tell us about AHHAH and this project that is helping our children get better?
Thank you, Bipin. AHHAH was founded almost 10 years ago, and our mission is transforming lives through arts, literacy, and mindfulness for social and racial equity and justice. And we started our work with youth that are incarcerated and a girls' shelter for homeless and abused girls. And we found out many of the children, because they were children, we started incarcerating children at 10 years old in Pennsylvania, but many of them were literacy deficient. And then we found out that children in kindergarten in Coatesville, where over 40% of the youth that are incarcerated were coming from, were being suspended at kindergarten. And we realized we needed to make an impact and do something to help stop that. And we started with a storytime yoga program for children and families. And then Dana Luker, who is so amazing, I love her dearly, she, a year ago, wanted to, she has opened a brick and mortar bookstore in Coatesville, but she knew the importance of getting books in the hands of little children. So I'm going to tag team to Dana now to let her explain how the Imagination Library came to be both in Coatesville and now in Chester County. So Dana, would you like to share?
Sure, Jan, thank you. So as you mentioned, I opened a bookstore in Coatesville recently. It's called Looker Books. And, as I was speaking with lots of different community members, all the adults were super excited about reading and books, but some of the children weren't super excited about it. So I was a little frustrated because my love of reading started when I was very young, and I wanted to make sure that the kids in Coatesville felt that same excitement about reading. So I did some research and found the Imagination Library program that was originally started by Dolly Parton in Tennessee. And the way the program works is that you have to work with a nonprofit in your local community in order to bring the program to that community. So I contacted a few nonprofits and finally found Jan and her wonderful literacy efforts in Coatesville and throughout Chester County. And we partnered together to bring the Dolly Parton Imagination Library to Coatesville, specifically Coatesville. We started with the 19320 zip code. And we started back in at the end of 2021. We started the program there, and in a year, we registered over 630 children in Coatesville, just specifically Coatesville for the program. So that means that 630 kids were getting free books once a month delivered directly to their homes, and they're age appropriate, they're high quality books delivered directly to their home once a month. So it was a really great program to get started. And We also had such success that one of our local funders, who originally funded the program with a small amount, decided that the program was so successful and we had the potential for such growth that they decided to give us a very substantial grant to expand the program to all of Chester County. And we started that back in November. And since then, we have registered more than 3,000 children, in addition to those original 600. So it has been a wonderful program. In just the last year, we're serving more than 3,000 children in Chester County.
What an exponential growth.
It's amazing, Bipin. And what is so wonderful about it as well is it's been a project of collaboration, because the way that we've gotten such an exponential growth and being able to reach so many children is reaching out to other organizations that also understand the importance of early childhood literacy, and especially the importance of literacy for children 0 to 5 years old, which is the key learning time where our brains are the most active. And so we partnered. I do want to first say thank you to Justamere Foundation, who is our generous donor, who first donated for the Greater Coatesville Imagination Library, saw the impact we were having there and said, can you take it to all children in Chester County? And we said, yes. So they are our primary partner, is the Justamere Foundation. Then the Kennett Library, where we, AHHAH is the one that started the pop-up lending libraries you see in Coatesville, Kennett, Oxford, and all of the surrounding areas. And the Kennett Library was our partner in bringing the pop-up lending libraries to southern Chester County, the Kennett area. And they said, we want the Imagination Library as well. And so they have been our partner in helping reach out to southern Chester County. And then also the Chester County Hospital, Penn Medicine, they said, we want to help you. And they're our partners in helping us register children right when they're born.
Wow, that is so amazing.
It's so amazing. So children that are registered there when they're born, they get 5 years of getting books every single month in the mail. So they get, if you look at, they're what is that? 5 times 12.
60
books.
60 books that they have their own little library.
Right.
And then what's so wonderful, Bipin, is in the front of each book, there's tips on how to engage your child through literacy. People say, they're just 3 months old. They can't read. But yes, they listen, they see, they hear.
They interact.
Exactly.
They interact.
And it's a wonderful way of bonding.
Oh, absolutely. I remember, do you have any of those books that you can show?
Yeah.
And Jen, I remember when my son was little in pre-kindergarten, I used to work 4 days a week, and every Thursday I used to take him to the local library for story sessions. And he got so hooked to the library, and then he would say, Dad, I want this book. It's called If You Give Mouse a Muffin.
Yes, I know. I love that book.
And he said, he looked up and he wanted to read every book by that author. So he said, Dad, our local library doesn't have it. And I said, you can order it. He said, yeah, but it'll take 1 week. I can't wait. So he would make me drive to those faraway libraries, 10, 15, half hour, 45 minutes, just to get those books instantly.
Yeah, that is so wonderful, Bipin.
So here are a couple different books that we have. So this one just came out recently. It's Llama Llama Meets the Babysitter.
Wow,
and like Jan said, Each of the books come with, there's a little flap in the front that talks about, this one says, starting up and reading the story and after the story. So it has nice little tips for you on how to read with your child and, things that you can talk about while you're reading, before you're reading, after you're reading. It's just a nice way to engage your child the whole time. Plus, twice a year for each age group. So at least 2 times a year for each child, you get a book that has both English and Spanish. So they are bilingual books, and you can see on the different pages they have the first couple lines are in English and the next are in Spanish. So you can, it's helpful for our families, particularly those in Kennett, who are, many of those families are bilingual. Their parents speak Spanish and the children may speak both. So it's a nice way to engage both the parents and the children in reading together.
Yeah, at this early age, even if kids and families who speak only one language, that is English, it's so important to learn additional languages. And Spanish is definitely a language that not only kids, but we as adults need to learn. Because, we are interacting with people everywhere who speak different languages.
Exactly. And what's another one of our partners is the Kennett School District, which is, I think, the first school district in Chester County to go totally bilingual.
Oh, okay.
So it's exciting that everyone who is part of this program, starting at the early age, gets the opportunity to hear both languages, to see both languages, and to become, multilingual, which is such an asset, especially in our world today.
Absolutely.
To be able to speak more than one language.
Yeah. And I remember I have now 2 grandkids. When my granddaughter was 4 or 5 years old in pre-kindergarten, we were invited to her at a school for a party, and my granddaughter asked me, "Can you read a book to the class?" I said, "Sure." and I love reading books to my grandkids, and they all have their own little library in their room, and they have outgrown some of the books, and I have 2 bags full of books for you. So when we meet, I want to bring my grandkids to the library and to those events, and get them hooked to interacting with the different programs that you do, and get them involved, because it is so important at that early age.
This is so wonderful, because even though we've started the Chester County Imagination Library, we still are doing the pull, which stands for Pop-Up Lending Library, of getting books in the hands of every child, because you learn to read from grade kindergarten to 3rd grade, and you read to learn from 4th grade on. And it's so important that children of all ages are reading. So exactly what you and your grandchildren are doing is, once they no longer are reading the books that are for a younger age, bring them and put them in one of the pop-up lending libraries that are in Coatesville, Kennett, Oxford, Westchester, Avongrove. I just had someone call me today, and they want to build some for Parksburg. So we're expanding. And I said, great, I'll send you the blueprints that were made by a Girl Scout who earned her Gold Award by building these pull stations, and also building a manual of how to build your own pop-up lending library.
Wow.
We combine and work with the whole community. And
Right. And I have seen in some other neighborhoods, throughout the country. It is just not local, and it is based on similar, where people have put a refrigerator or a pantry in certain areas where anybody is free to leave some and take some.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's our motto is, take a book, read a book, leave a book,
Right.
and it's about creating these mutual aid communities of compassion and caring and kindness and support for every single person in the community.
I have also seen one at Philadelphia International Airport.
Yes, yes. I get excited. You know what, Bippin, is people now know that this is one of my passions.
Right.
And when they're traveling, wherever they go, if they see one, they'll take
Send you
a
pictures.
picture and say, look at this. And I go, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and this is something that can be adopted and commissioned in every community.
Yes.
More and more kids become interested in learning or reading, being read to. Even as you say, the newborn or couple months old babies, they have great ears.
Yeah.
And they respond by a smile. They their eyes will lit up, and it's just an amazing a heavenly experience, I would say.
And it's something that at all levels can do. We've worked with, we called it the reading buddies, and we worked with both senior citizens, the grandparents
Yes.
coming in and reading to children in Head Start, and then I worked with a school, a charter school, where their fifth graders helped build and paint the pop-up lending libraries. And then once a month, they came over, the third graders came over and were the reading buddies, again, for Head Start children. So it was like, and it wasn't always the best readers coming in and reading. It was all of them, and even the ones that were, some of our struggling readers, by reading to little kids, their reading levels increase.
It is like a mentor-mentee relationship where it's a win-win. Everybody wins.
Exactly. And I got to say, my husband was one of the senior readers, and it was the highlight of his month every month. And he has gray hair and everything, and he's walking down the hallway at Head Start with his books, and little kids going, "Are you a grandpa? Are you a grandpa? Are you a grandpa?" And then he'd come in and sit down to read, and all the kids would come and sit in his lap, and then afterwards give him a hug, and it's the best day of the month is when he gets to go and read to little children.
Absolutely. So Dana, what has been your experience, as you started this, as the program has expanded? I know that there has been a big community impact because of all the things that you're doing to help these kids.
Yes, most definitely. I think kids are just so excited to get that book in the mail every month. It's both the book that's exciting, but also the fact that they're getting mail addressed to themselves, which is just like so much fun as a kid. As adults, all we get is bills. So nobody wants any of that. But to a kid, mail is like super exciting. So it's addressed directly to them. They get their book once a month. It's like a little surprise. And families have just expressed so much joy at being able to spend that extra family time together, to bond together, and just the excitement of getting their book once a month is just great for the whole family. And it's just inspiring more kids in Coatesville and all of Chester County now to read more. Kids are excited to come in my store and find more books. And it's been a great collaborative story as well. As Jan said, we have so many different partners that are helping us with this program. So it has been great for all of these different organizations who are passionate about literacy and just community to come together, for one
and
purpose.
when young kids are involved, they're reading, they will make sure that their parents are also participating.
Yes.
I have a couple of guests here. A couple of remarks. So let's bring them in. Lorraine, thank you for joining us. She's saying, I enjoy learning about your program and would like to learn how to start one in Roxbury, Massachusetts. Look at that.
I love it. I love it. Lorraine, send me an email at Jan at
Okay. I'm sorry. It is in the remark here.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll go ahead and if Bipin, if you will send that
I'll send it to you.
to me, I will make sure that she gets information. Yeah.
And then here is another remark from her. Lorraine, she's excited, and then she wants to know who she can contact. So I know Lorraine. She is a great supporter of our program, and I will send her the information also. I'll send you her information so you guys can help her and spread the word. Look at how you are impacting lives all over the country.
We've had several people actually reach out to us about starting programs in other areas in Pennsylvania and nearby states. So hopefully we can, inspire more people to bring more books to kids. And one great thing that I learned recently about the Dolly Parton Imagination Library program is that as of, I think, November or December, 1 in 10 children in the United States is now signed up to receive books from the Imagination Library program. So that means 1 in 10 children who are eligible to receive books are actually receiving books, which is wonderful.
Well, as I want to say is all of Delaware, is funded. Any child in Delaware, the state of Delaware, is eligible to sign up for the Imagination Library. And how we started in Coatesville, now Chester County. My dream is one day that we also get the state to help us, and that all of Pennsylvania, every child in Pennsylvania is eligible.
Yeah.
So I think big and dream big.
I grew up in India, and as a child, I remembered in rural villages and also in urban areas where there were not enough facilities for libraries. I remember even as a kid going to the library, and many places there also had this initiative where they would get the books and get on a bike or just a small vehicle and take it to the neighbors, and this is something so critical for educating our kids, getting them hooked to the books at such an early age, so that once they start this so early in their lives, they will become better readers. They will become more educated, and it just helps the community.
Well, they become citizens of the world. When you read, it
Absolutely.
opens up the world to you in many ways.
Right. Yeah, that is fantastic. Now, let us also find out about who the sponsors are. You mentioned Justamere Foundation, Kennett Library. Who are your other very important partners that help make this?
There are a lot of individual people who have made donations. It costs us $2.50 a child each month. And so as you see, we have over 3,500 children enrolled already. I know by the end of January, we'll have over 4,000. And my goal is by the end of 2023, we'll have over 10,000 children enrolled. So it is a wonderful opportunity for individuals and organizations. We had an event May 26th at Midway Arts where we had a matching grant and donations, and we were looking to raise $25,000, and we had the Jen and Dave Hall family made donations. Carrie Harper and her husband made a very generous donation that helped us reach, the 25,000. And it's a lot of individual. We've got people who, even though we're aiming for, children that are marginalized that can't go to the library, it's open to all children. And as you know, Chester County is a county with both very rich and very poor. And so many families are doing it. I call it pay it forward. They're enrolling their own child, which this is always free. We never ask anyone for money, but families enroll their own children, and then they pay it forward by also then making a donation to AHHAH that will pay for a child that can't, afford it.
Yeah,
So,
and you said Chester County is one of the richest, healthiest, wealthiest, and most educated counties. And we are also home to great philanthropists. We have so many industrialists, so many technology, healthcare, facilities, and those people have been donating to help. And your program is definitely helping more and more children get hooked to the books. And again, that is helping keep Chester County one of the best educated counties in the Commonwealth.
and what's
We also
so
have
wonderful,
several corporate sponsors as well. We have Cleveland Cliffs is in Coatesville, and Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union, Presence Bank, the Coatesville Rotary as well has donated to us following their success with the Strawberry Festival last year, and Brunniger Insurance, also in Coatesville. They actually did a for their tree decoration this year as part of Coatesville's Pavilion of Trees, decorated with a theme of literacy. They had their own pop-up lending library and a cutout of Dolly Parton for photos, and they won. Their tree won Best Decorated Tree, and they received a cash prize for that, and they donated it to AHHAH so that we could continue the program a little bit more. So
Absolutely.
we also have several corporate sponsors.
Yeah, and besides the financial donations that come in, how can people help you in other ways?
well,
They can help us with registrations. So sharing this program with everybody who is eligible. So if you know a family who lives in Chester County and has a child under the age of 5, share this information with them. We have QR codes, we have links. The link is up there on the screen. And share the program as much as you can so that people can learn more about it, register their children, potentially donate themselves if they are interested in doing that and if they can. And then also, liking our posts on Facebook, sharing things, really just sharing the program with as many people as possible.
I'm sorry, if people have other talents and time, can they also volunteer?
Well, this is what's great is we shared this with the Chester County Food Bank. They shared the little postcard on their newsletter, and LCH did it on their newsletter, and an 8-year-old girl from the food bank newsletter saw it, and she made a short little video for children and for parents about it, saying, sign up is easy, and how important, and we love it. So we would love for children, and we would love families that are receiving it to share with us why what the impact is having on them.
Yes.
And if they make a video, we will share it on our social media, because we want this to mushroom through the word of mouth and through the words of children, sharing how impactful and why it's important to them and why they want other children to be reading with them. And I thought it would be so much fun, since each age group gets a book, their own book. There's different, Create a book club. You know how adults have book clubs once a month and read a book? Have book clubs of getting other kids in the same age. And this is a great way for parents, especially parents of little children, come together, bring the books, and together share, read, play, and create joy around literacy and children coming together.
And in a few months, spring would be here.
Yes.
And late spring, early summer, we can take this kind of events outdoors in a park.
I love it. Books in the park, bring your picnic blanket, put it out. Let's have and act out the stories. Be creative. What can you do with it? Maybe write your own story with a character that you like the most.
Yeah, I would love to bring my grandkids to one of these events, and I can read some stories. And my granddaughter, who just turned 8, she's an avid reader. She reads to her brother, 4-year-old little brother.
See, and they love it. They love it. The little kids love to be read by other children.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's another thing is we also, especially in the summer, we have bedtime stories on our YouTube channel. So we would love it for kids, and we'll have permission forms of how to do it that Dana helps us with. But it's to read some of the books, record it, and then we'll share it, to kids to hear it. And it's great having your own book, reading along as you watch and hear.
Right. Yeah, so I really enjoyed talking to you and sharing and you sharing all the great things that have been happening in helping from babies onwards to become better readers, better literary. And so why don't you summarize what we talked about in 45, 60 seconds, and as we conclude this show?
Dana, I'll pass it to you as our Director of Administration for the program.
Sure. So the Chester County Imagination Library is a free program that provides free books to children under age 5 who live in Chester County. And all you need to do is register online, or you can reach out to us via email. Just go to the website, AHHAH, it's AHHAH.org/CCIL. You can learn more there. You can register a child, and you can get free books for that child once a month that are high quality, age appropriate books delivered directly to your home with instructions on how to read with them, how to bond with them, and inspire their love of literacy.
And this is we just want to warn the parents that this can be addictive.
Yes, your kids will want more and more books.
And if you're in Chester County and they want more, you can look for one of our brightly colored pop-up lending libraries that are built by the community, painted by the community, and books are made and donated by the community to make sure every child of every age has access to books.
And when kids outgrow books or they have more books than they can use, they are welcome to donate it to educating more and more kids in our communities.
And you can find us. I just want to do a plug for the Unionville School District. They're having the Unionville Book Fair on February 25th and 26th. And AHHAH will be there. We'll be there with one of our pop-up lending libraries. So you can, as you go in to get books, they're all beautifully used books. You can donate it back to AHHAH. We'll also have our flat Dolly there and registration forms. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can sign up to receive your free books every month in the mail. And also, if you would like to help support us, we always are looking for volunteers to help us reach more children, and also money to help support the program. But as I said, the program is free.
Great, great. And I want to again thank you for Jan and Dana to join us and share all this great information with our community. We do this this show we do every Saturday at 10 o'clock. It started as a small biz spotlight. However, we have expanded to include great organizations like AHHAH and inform and educate our communities where we live and work. So next Saturday we will have another show. In fact, next Saturday we have Daryl Darnell, the board member of Westchester Area School District, talking to us about the amazing work that school district has been doing to educate kids. Same thing on, just everybody gets educated. So definitely join us next Saturday at 10 and bring your questions. You're always welcome to join and ask questions so you can get answers. Thank you very much again for joining, and we will see you next Saturday at 10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.